Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good afternoon from Sheehy Field, right here in Shreveport, Louisiana. It is Diamond Gents Baseball on the air. Preston Ludwig is with me. This is Patrick Meehan speaking. It is the final two regular season games for Centenary and Trinity, the top two teams in the conference that continue the series that started last night when Centenary fell 6-3 to Trinity. Centenary is now 18-16 overall, 12-6 in the conference. And with the win last night, Trinity improved to 29-9, 15-4 in conference play. So Preston, Centenary is looking to get two wins today. Obviously, you got to start first things first, starting with this game that's going to start here at 1 p.m., followed by the second game at approximately 4 p.m., followed by the senior ceremony. So the final warm-ups are concluding down on the field. Preston's got the starting lineups, which he will give you, and I'll give you the weather conditions and a couple more things, and then we'll have the national anthem and play ball here shortly. Preston, take it away.
Starting lineup today for the Trinity Tigers, coached by head coach Tim Scannell. Got the left fielder, number 48, Caleb Woodward. Then out in center, number 24, Jack Peterson. And over at second base, number 2, Colt Harris. And in the cleanup spot, the DH, Christian Holloway, number 6. Over at first base, number 44, Corson Hastings. Over at third base, number 33, Kai Tinker. And out in right field, number 29, Maddox McDonald. Followed by the 8-hole catcher, number 23, Mac McNaney. And over at shortstop today, number 7, Jack Baker. Pitching today for Trinity Tigers, number 32, Trajan Lee. For the Centenary Gents, coached by head coach Mike Diaz. Leading off, the left fielder, number 27, Carson Livesay. Followed by the third baseman, number 6, Clay Menard. And the 3-hole today, Alex Miller, number 26, doing the work over at first base. Followed by the cleanup hitter, right fielder, number 12, Austin Benoit. And the DH role, number 18, Walker Wickland. Joby Boone in the 6th spot over at shortstop. Followed by catcher Jake Gauntz. And then the 8-hole, freshman number 14, Gage Morris, over at second. And uncharacteristically in the 9-hole, Colin Pitts doing the work out in center field.
All right, so that's the starting lineups for both teams. The weather report, 82 degrees. It's very warm, very humid. It feels like 86, and as you might be able to tell, you might hear some background, the wind whipping. The wind is blowing over 20 miles an hour. It's actually, we have a wind advisory in the area that might have gusts up to 40 miles an hour. The American flag is blowing briskly, pretty much out, kind of out towards center field.
Yeah, center, left center.
It's moving a little bit, so we'll probably help a ball carry to left center. Could still get out and right, Preston, but it may actually kind of knock the ball, push the ball towards the middle of the field. So I have to keep an eye on that today. We saw a couple of home runs last night, obviously.
Yeah, the ball carried well last night for the most part. Air's a little bit thicker today, so ball may not travel as much, but the wind will definitely be a factor.
So as we mentioned, this is the final day of the regular season. This is the top two teams in the conference. Because of Centenary's loss last night, they've fallen just temporarily a half game behind Southwestern, who's 13-6 in the conference. Centenary is 12-6. As we mentioned last night, there was a game not played in Centenary series against Dallas because of a rainout, so they are a half game behind. But Trinity leads the way at 15-4 in the conference. Southwestern's 13-6. Centenary 12-6. Texas Lutheran 10-9. St. Thomas 9-10. Dallas 8-9. Shriner 4-13, and Austin College 2-16. Austin College actually picked up an upset win over St. Thomas last night, which teams like Texas Lutheran and Dallas and Southwestern were obviously thrilled about. So we will continue to talk more about the where Centenary is positioned in the standings and the SCAC tournament next weekend and all that when we come back here in just a little bit and get set for Diamond Gents baseball. Stay with us. All right, Patrick Meehan and Preston Ludwig back with you at Sheehy Stadium. Preston, I said Sheehy Field earlier.
You did.
I had I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking about my Cubs, Wrigley Field, or I was looking at an email about my son's field day. That could have been it. But either way, this is a baseball field, but it is located at Sheehy Stadium. It's 84 degrees, Preston. It's a beautiful day, windy, warm, kind of what you would expect for a late April day here in the South. So give us the defensive alignment. Tell us a little bit about Blaine Hardy, the starting pitcher.
Yeah, around the outfield, you got Colin Pitts. He's pinched by Carson Livesey and Austin Benoit in left and right. And around the infield, we've got Clay Menard at third, Joby Boone at short, Gage Morris at second, and Alex Miller at first. Jake Gauntz is catching today for the Gents. And Blaine Hardy on the mound. Blaine Hardy so far this year, 11 appearances, has a 3-0 record in 43 2/3 innings of work, and a posted .515 ERA.
Leading off the top of the first inning for Trinity, left fielder Caleb Woodward. So Caleb Woodward, the left fielder, will lead off for Trinity to face Blaine Hardy right here in Shreveport. Big start, maybe the biggest of his career, Preston. Final day of the regular season, facing a nationally ranked conference leading Trinity Tigers. See what Blaine Hardy can do today. Fires in a first pitch strike. Pitch again is in there for a strike. The Hardy and Gauntz will be two of the 9 Gents who will be honored in a ceremony later this evening for Senior Day. A pair of seniors. Ball down low. It's 1-2. Busy day, Preston. Got softball going on. Also playing Trinity right behind us. Might at times hear some cheers and some sounds coming from the Centenary softball complex. Tomorrow they will have their final day of the regular season. Fouled back. A busy day on campus.
I believe we have Beast Feast today.
Beast Feast, yes. Lots of
festivities.
Lots of meat being cooked across campus. Beautiful day for that. Fouled off. Track and field teams are actually in San Antonio on Trinity's campus for the conference championships. That's today and tomorrow. Baseball and softball winding down, and we'll both be heading to conference tournaments next weekend. 1-2 pitch coming from Hardy. Just misses the
good spot.
Inside corner. Good pitch. It's 2-2. Softball has clinched a berth in next weekend's conference tournament in Seguin, Texas, hosted by Texas Lutheran. Gents will be in Cleburne, Texas for the baseball tournament. Ball's lined right back to Hardy. That's going to be a base hit right off his glove, just a rocket. Wasn't able to regroup and get the out, so a hard liner puts Woodward on for the first hit of the game. Center fielder Jack Peterson. Now center fielder Jack Peterson will step to the plate. Hardy'd love to get a ground ball on turn 2. See Clay Menard is in, kind of creeping in. If a possible bunt is laid down or wanting to cut off a chopper, it does expose that left side of the infield as Joby Boone is pretty close over towards second base.
Woodward on first. 11 for 14 in stolen base attempts this year.
Swing and a miss, good pitch. Gets ahead of him 0-1. ready now for the 0-1. Ball is popped very high in the air.
Maybe
Clay
some trouble.
Menard can't find it, and that ball is going to drop fair over Menard's head. He couldn't find it, and Carson Livesey was nowhere near the ball, so that will land maybe for one of the easiest singles that Peterson will ever have. Preston? Second baseman Cole Harris.
Yeah, it's not the start that Blaine Hardy wants. I'd imagine Trinity may put on a sacrifice here and get those two runners both in scoring position.
Yeah, second baseman Cole Harris now up. Menard puts the shades on down there at third base. It's a tough sky, I can tell you.
Hardy throws that one to the outfield.
And that's going to be an error on Hardy, which is going to put runners at second and third, so no need for that sac bunt now. Inauspicious start for the Gents for sure. Already an early jam. Nobody out with Harris at the plate.
Kind of an interesting decision to throw the ball there on that pickoff.
Just misses. It's 1-0.
For those at home that don't know all the rules to baseball, pickoff to second, you do not have to throw, as you would to first base as a righty.
That's right. Ball outside. It's 2-0.
Now, I have seen that a lot recently in the last year, and I think a lot of it has to do with the pitch clock. I think you have to make an attempt to throw. And
Right.
I guess the attempt is an arm action.
Right.
And I think a lot of guys just have the thought that they have to throw the ball.
Yeah, and you see some, some weird attempts, some very feeble attempts to throw the ball. But
Yeah.
I think you're right, Preston. Hardy may have thought, do I have to follow through on this? Because it was not his. We've seen him throw back to second before. The ball's fouled off. That might
drop.
stay in play. Oh, it does drop fair just inside the line. It looked like it was going to go fair, but another ball that just drops safely just inside the line. A fortunate placement there for Trinity. It's going to bring up the designated hitter, Christian Holloway. Designated hitter, Christian Holloway. So kind of a agonizing start here for Centenary, to say the least. Now runners at second and third. Nobody out. Ball just misses the corner.
And that'll go down as a single to right for Harris and advance to second on the throw home from Austin Benoit.
Preston has a little bit better vantage point than I do. I was looking to out the window. I thought the ball was going to drop foul. It just stayed in. That ball is lined out towards Pitts and center. He will make the catch. That'll be a sac fly. They'll score another run. The Gents do trade a run for an out. It's 2-0 Trinity. First baseman Corson Hastings. It's the left-hand hitting Corson Hastings. Will now step to the plate.
I believe it was yesterday. Had a two-run spot in the first inning for Trinity.
Just misses the inside corner. It's 2-0. 1 out in the inning. 2-0 Tigers.
Decent lead for Harris at second.
Ball high and outside. It's 3-0. good crowd here today, just like there was last night. Expect more people to fill in during the afternoon before the second game this evening. Great crowd over at softball right behind us. Just a lot of people. And Preston mentioned the Beast Feast. Got people all over campus today. Ball just misses the outside corner. That was a good pitch. Maybe you get that call if you're more in rhythm. I thought that was a strike, Preston. But
yeah, I think Hastings thought it was a strike too.
I do too. Everybody did, but the umpire is the only one that matters. So.
Yep.
Third baseman, Kai Tinker. So now 2 runners on again, runners on first and second with 1 out. Kai Tinker now steps to the plate against Hardy. Fires a strike in there. Colin Pitts is playing pretty deep in center field.
Hey, shading towards that gap out in left center. Good work by Gauntz behind the plate.
Great stop.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a jet stream blowing out towards left center. The wind is definitely staying pretty consistent. Like you said earlier, blowing up to about 20 miles an hour out there.
Yeah, if you hit it to, straightaway center anywhere in left or left center and get that ball, about halfway up the light poles, that ball's going to carry out for sure.
We saw Holloway with the sac fly. That ball didn't get too high off the ground, and it carried out to deep center.
Right. Good pitch there. Hardy is in position for a strikeout here. A 1-2 pitch will be coming. Would love a strikeout here. Love a ground ball, obviously. Runner in motion. That ball skips away from Gauntz. I believe that'll be ruled a wild pitch. That was a tough deal for Gauntz, to be honest. Preston, this may sound crazy to say, but he did a pretty good job of keeping that ball fairly close to the line. We've seen balls skip all the way back toward the dugout and all high off the backstop, but still that puts runners at second, third. It's a ground ball out towards Boone. He'll make the throw over to first, but the third run for Trinity will come across. That wild pitch really hurts now. Right fielder Maddox McDonald.
Hardy got the ground ball he wanted, but wild pitch before.
Yeah, kind of amazing how those things happen, right? Those little things can loom large. Well, inside, 1-0. So Trinity, like they did last night, getting ahead early. They've scored 3 times here in the top of the first. Ball hit high towards left field, but it's going to be playable for Livesey, short of the track. And he takes care of that, but Trinity gets 3 runs. We will head to the bottom of the first. Gents coming back. We'll be back with you. All right, Patrick Meehan and Preston Ludwig back with you here at Sheehy Stadium. Gents coming to bat against Trajan Lee. Preston, give us some numbers on Lee and tell us what Trinity's doing defensively here.
Yeah, around the field defensively, out in the left, Woodward with Peterson in center, McDonald out in right. And around the horn in the infield, third baseman Tinker, out at short Baker, at second Harris, first base Hastings, and McNaney behind the plate catching Trajan Lee.
Leading off the bottom of the first inning for Centenary left fielder Carson Livesey. Carson Livesey, left fielder. Gonna step to the plate. Preston, he belted a solo home run to right center last night for Centenary. It was a rocket off the bat of Livesey. His fourth home run of the season. He enters today as one of the top offensive players in the conference, hitting .357 with a .465 on-base percentage, slugging .536. He has 50 hits. That's tied with Joby Boone for the team high. 40 runs scored, 11 doubles, 1 triple, 4 homers, 23 RBIs, and 17 stolen bases in 20 attempts. He leads the team. Fantastic rookie season last year, and he's continued that this season. Also plays a pretty darn good left field, as we know. Livesey pops this high. Let's see if Trinity has trouble with this ball like Menard did. Well, that was not the most confident catch at shortstop, but he did corral it. It's going to be tough for those balls up in the air like that, for sure. At the plate, third baseman, number 6, Clay Menard. Clay Menard now steps to the plate for the Gents.
It's going to be a tough assignment for the Centenary offense to work some magic at the plate against Trajan Lee. He's had a pretty good year for the Tigers. In 11 appearances, 4 games started. He's got a 3-1 record with a 2.29 ERA, with 36 strikeouts, 16 walks, and 35 1/3 innings of work.
So as we mentioned, Preston, this is these two teams were the top 2 teams in the preseason poll back in January. Trinity was picked to win the conference. Centenary picked to finish second. And right now the Tigers are ranked 9th in the current D3Baseball.com NCBWA Top 25 poll, and they're 11th in the ABCA Division III Coaches poll. Centenary received some votes in the preseason poll, so this is 2 of the top teams in the conference and in the region, with both with big postseason aspirations. Obviously, very talented clubs. Menard hits that ball on a line out towards center field. Thought it might drop for a second, but the ball was corralled out there by Peterson. Good catch. It's going to bring Alex Miller to the plate. First baseman, Alex Miller.
Yeah, as mentioned earlier, that ball's going to carry. It's gonna stay in the air for a while, even if it's on a line. I mean, Clay Menard didn't really get a whole lot of that. He had a good barrel, but that ball's going to stay in the air today.
Yeah, and it's it could be easy to misjudge a ball and misplay it, because it sometimes looks like maybe it's going to drop right away, but then it hangs up. Miller gets plunked there, so it's just tough. You really got a high pop fly or a liner. You really got to concentrate and stay on it, because you just don't know what the ball's going to do. Here comes the cleanup hitter, Austin Benoit. Right fielder, Austin Benoit. Benoit, another senior for the Gents, had a outstanding career. He's one of the top offensive players in the conference this season. He's hitting .328, 15 doubles. That leads the conference, and is, I believe he's in the top 25 in the country in doubles. 3 homers, 29 RBIs, 43 hits, and 25 runs scored. Had a double last night down the right field line. Chops that foul past head coach Mike Diaz towards the Centenary dugout. So these teams will both be in Cleburne next weekend. Preston, a place that you and I are very familiar with. We'll both be there together next week. We could see another couple of Trinity Centenary matchups for all we know. Trinity's going to be the number 1 seed. Gents are fighting to get that number 2 seed. Southwestern in the mix. Texas Lutheran, who beat Centenary 2 out of 3 last weekend. And a few other teams fighting to get there. As we mentioned, in our open, the win by Austin College last night over St. Thomas. How about that? The upset that hurts the Celts' chances. Celts have only been there one time. They haven't been in the conference that long, but they were there in 2021, I believe that was, 2022. Benoit works a walk. It's going to bring the rookie Walker Wicklund to the plate. Had one of the best at-bats of the game last night. Designated hitter Walker Wicklund.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how many pitches that was last night. I think it had to have been over 15.
I was going to say, at least a baker's dozen. You know what a baker's dozen is, right?
11.
Correct. Might have been more than that. I was thinking you had said 13 or something last night.
I want to say it was close to 15.
I believe that's going to be a pass ball, Preston. We'll check with the official score, but I think so. That really was not very wild. It just kind of like it went right through the glove of McNaney. So I think that'll be ruled a pass ball. So we have 2 outs, a 1-0 count on Wicklund, an RBI chance. He could get the Gents back within a run here, possibly.
Good pickoff move by Lee on the mound. No one covering. Second base on the attempt. Almost remind me of Matthew DeVille pickoff move.
Threw a no-hitter. DeVille threw a no-hitter. Aiden Rychek threw a no-hitter. By the way, speaking of former good Gents pitchers, see what Seth Lugo's been doing for the Royals?
He's got a good chance of being the all-star starter.
Yeah.
This year.
Maybe comeback player of the year. Man, he's done well. I was looking at this last night, actually. I was watching some highlights. Lugo's, he won last night. He's now 4-1 with a 1.66 ERA.
Yep.
Of course, Mike Diaz coached him in his last season here. He played here from 2008 to 11. No, he's the 34th round pick of the Mets in 2011. 34th round. He's been with the Padres and now with the Royals. He's having a great year. As we have a little meeting at the mound here. Lee kind of just all of a sudden ran into trouble. Preston, baseball is just a funny game like we talk about. It's just all of a sudden.
Yeah, things can change on you really quick. Lee just seems like he's lost a little bit of control on the mound. Hasn't been able to command the ball very well.
Joby Boone. Well, and this Centenary lineup can put a lot of pressure on you, obviously.
Absolutely.
I mean, well, Miller gets plunked right away. Benoit really, works a great at bat to work a walk, and then now Wicklund on base. There's a big chance for Joby Boone. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Lee hits the corner there.
Saw on that pitch, Wicklund got a pretty big secondary there on first base. He will need to be a little careful out there. McNaney does have a good arm behind the plate. Don't want to draw a throw out there to Hastings and get picked off on a back pick.
1-1 now to Boone. 2 outs, 3-0 Trinity here in the bottom of the first inning, first of 2 today at Sheehy Stadium. Ball high, good eye for Boone. It's 2-1. Boone having another fantastic season for Centenary after coming here last season, transferring from Delgado Community College down in New Orleans. He's become one of the top all-around offensive players in the conference. And Lee is about ready for the 2-1 pitch. Here it comes. Way outside, 3-1. Lee's really fighting it now. Steps back off the mound, trying to regather and regroup for a big pitch here to Boone. What are you thinking, Preston, on 3-1? You just take again? If you get a good fastball, you hack at it?
He hasn't had a whole lot of command, but I'm sitting fastball, and if it's there, I'm swinging away.
Takes a pitch on the inside corner. It's 3-2. They're making him work.
Big pitch right here for Lee. Full count, 2 outs, bases full. Runners will be moving on the pitch.
Stepped off the mound again, and now he's about to be back on. So here we go, 3-2.
He is out of the windup, so runners will need to watch his left foot. Steps with his right. Runners moving, just as I predicted. It's one of those baseball IQ moments that you just have to know while you're out there on the field in the moment.
Folks, you keep listening and watching, you'll learn a ton from Preston Ludwig.
Steps with the left, runners can move.
Ball outside,
Woo.
Good eye for Boone, and he works the bases loaded walk for the RBI.
Wow.
What a great at bat, several great at bats in a row. Centenary gets on the board. Have a meeting at the mound here, trying to calm Lee down a little bit. Be joined by the catcher. Great at bat by Boone. Preston, great eye. That ball definitely was off the plate.
Thought for a second it was going to get called. With 2 strikes, sometimes you just got to battle those close pitches, but Boone with an excellent eye up there. Taking ball forward, scratch, a run for the Gents.
At the plate, catcher Jake Garnes.
So that'll be the first meeting on the mound for Lee.
So here's Jake Gauntz, the catcher.
Whew, that one ran way inside. Thought for a second it was going to hit Gauntz.
I mean, catchers usually get hit by everything. It's
Yes.
unbelievable that he wasn't hit by that. Like
Whether you're in pads or not,
yeah, I mean,
you're always
like
a ball magnet.
Or a human dartboard or pinata. I mean, as a catcher, my God. Ball outside. It's 2-0. Lee's really fighting it, Preston.
Yeah, it's almost like he's just working against his body. Nothing's really flowing well.
I see. I just think it's interesting. You don't see a pitcher that often go off the back of the mound that many times to kind of regather himself.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty interesting.
I mean, I know for a fact I did it a lot just to calm my nerves sometimes, but he's really struggled and has had to find his way back here.
Well, and it's a pretty obvious statement, but if you're sitting there, you really don't want to let him off the hook here. I mean, if you're going to feel like you left a lot on the table if you're only able to get 1 run. If Gauntz could get a big hit, that'd be a huge boost. Ball hits the outside corner.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think the key for the Gents offense in these next 2 games is going to be trying to get to the Trinity bullpen as fast as possible.
Big pitch here, 2-2, 2 outs. Bases loaded. Lee shakes off the sign, now says, that's what I'm going to throw. Here's the 2-2 to Gauntz. Just misses. It's full again.
So another full count with 2 outs.
Lee is at how many pitches, Preston?
He's at 32 now.
Okay. So another full count pitch with 2 outs. Here we go.
32 pitches, 10 strikes.
Gauntz chops that ball foul down towards the Centenary bullpen. Runners obviously were in motion with 2 outs. Full count, 2 out pitch to Gauntz. Here we go. Another walk. Great at bat by Jake Gauntz. And Austin Benoit scores. At the plate, second baseman Gage Morris. So back-to-back bases loaded walks. You don't see that too often. Now Lee will deal with the freshman Gage Morris, the second baseman. Ball high.
35 pitches, 11 strikes, just really struggling right now. And I mean, from a mechanic standpoint, it just looks like everything that comes off glove side, he's yanking, and everything arm side is just lagging behind. Nothing is really working together.
Yeah, it doesn't look comfortable at all. Preston would know a lot better than me, being the all-star pitcher he was. But, you know, it just doesn't look comfortable with the grip. He just looks out of sync. Here's the second visit now, and that's going to be it for Lee. He's chased here in the bottom of the first inning. Early call to the bullpen, not what any coach wants, but at some point you say we got to make a move, and that's what Trinity has done. And we'll be back after a brief break and get you the info on the new pitcher. 3-2 Trinity. Gent still batting here in the bottom of the first. All right, back with you. Number 36, Shepard Tyler, now on the mound for the Tigers. Preston's going to tell you about Shepard Tyler.
The freshman right-hander out of Austin, Texas, who went to Anderson High School, not too far from home for me. Comes into this one. This will be his 12th appearance on the year. So far, he's had 10 2/3 innings of work. He's got a 5.91 ERA with 13 strikeouts and 12 walks.
So Lee chased here in the bottom of the first. There are 2 outs. And still a world of trouble here for Trinity to try to get out of. Gage Morris, the young second baseman, is up with a 2-0 count. Assistant coach Cody Crowder talking to him about some strategy. So Morris will be back up with the bases still loaded full of gents, a 2-0 count. Very tough situation to walk into as a pitcher. We'll see what Shepard Tyler can do against Morris. First pitch right down the middle. Good start for him. It's 2-1. 3-2 Trinity here over Centenary in the bottom of the first. Game 1 of 2 today at Sheehy Stadium. Morris chomps that ball foul. Head coach Mike Diaz, a little soccer kick back towards the dugout.
See him use his feet a lot. Every time he goes out to a plate meeting or on the mound, he always cleans off the rubber, the plate with his foot every single time.
Ball outside, and it's 3-2. So another full count with 2 outs. Last 2 times this has happened, there's been a walk. See what happens here with Gage Morris. The pitch from Shepard Tyler. Another. This is kind of unbelievable,
Just like that,
Preston.
the game's tied. Wow.
You really don't see that too often.
You really don't.
And now, interesting that the lineup would work this way with Colin Pitts, who usually hits higher, now down in the 9th spot, a dangerous bat to deal with. At the plate, center fielder, Colin Pitts.
So the Gents 9-hole hitter, Colin Pitts, up now. And Patrick, would you believe it or not, the Gents have 3 runs and have gotten through their entire lineup, and they still do not have a hit.
Yeah, it's kind of like we were talking about. There's ball 1 last night. It is absolutely not, it's unbelievable what you'll see when you come to the ballpark. It really is. I mean,
you'll see guys throw no hitters and still lose.
Yeah.
But baseball is just a weird sport.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to see. You could be prepared for the improbable, the impossible to happen. It's just, it's unbelievable. It really is. Pitts fouls that off. It's 1-2.
I mean, I said it not too long ago. I think the key for the rest of these games today for the Gents is going to get to the Trinity bullpen with their offense. But their offense really hasn't done anything. The Trinity bullpen has done it to themselves to start out this game.
Right. So here's the 1-2 pitch.
Pitts goes chasing.
So, yeah, Pitts helps him a little bit, but Trinity gets out of it. The game is still tied. We head to the top of the second, 3-3 here at Sheehy Stadium. For the Gents, the bottom of the first 3 runs. Top of the second inning after a bizarre bottom of the first, Preston. 3-3, Centenary and Trinity. 3 straight bases loaded walks for the Gents. They do not have a hit, and they have 3 runs. Baseball is a crazy game. You know, Preston, long ago, I was actually at a Brewers Diamondbacks game in Milwaukee. The Diamondbacks hit 4 straight home runs. And I believe that the first three of the 4 home runs were on consecutive pitches. 3 straight pitches.
I think I remember which game you're talking about now.
And then it could have been 4 for 4, but I think it was 3 for 3. But it was really unbelievable. I'm a Cubs fan, so I had no rooting interest. I was just there on a trip. But it was pretty unbelievable to see that.
I'm trying to remember. I think there was an Angels game a couple years back where the same thing happened. 4 or 5 consecutive home runs.
You know, back in the day, Fernando Tatis Sr. Hit 2 grand slams in 1 inning.
Same inning, yep.
It's like Preston Ludwig stuff right there, man.
I never hit a grand slam in my life, Patrick. I don't know what you're talking about.
Feel free to look it up, folks. high pop on the infield. Morris will be under right behind second base for the first out. So Hardy retires McEnany, and that'll bring Baker to the plate. Shortstop Jack Baker. So Jack Baker, the shortstop, will now stand in. So ball one here from Hardy. Looking for a nice, easy, quiet inning after a little craziness at the top of the first. Hits the outside corner. Ball's ripped out to the gap in left center, and that's going to find the wall. That'll be a stand-up double for Baker. That'll bring us back to the top of the order now. Left fielder Caleb Woodward. Back to the top of the order, Caleb Woodward now stands in. Colin Pitts, center fielder, will move back over almost straight away now. He was shaded over towards left center. So Trinity, with one out, has the potential go-ahead run out there at second base. Hardy pumps in a strike. Hardy's had a good season, Preston, as you mentioned. Really done a good job.
Yeah, I mean, he's your typical standard stock right-handed pitcher, but his stuff is pretty nasty.
Ahead quickly now on Woodward. 0-2. Ball sails high. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Let's see who the Gents will pitch in game 2. Could be Tyler Herrera, the lefty. Good start.
I think I'm going to predict Rychek.
Aiden Rychek, yeah, that's a possibility. Ball chopped towards second base. Morris throws over to Miller. Runner advances to third. That's 2 outs now. Center fielder Jack Peterson.
We've seen a little bit of struggle for Tyler Herrera the last couple of outings. I think D may go to a different arm in game 3 and use Herrera in a position later in the game. That's just my prediction.
Ball fouled off. Centenary has a lot of available arms. Obviously, Jacob Broussard down in the pen. Zach Malone. Rychek, as we mentioned. Herrera.
Well, you're definitely right about a lot of arms, as we saw Myers go a full 9 innings last night. So he did throw a complete game, but got the loss last night to Trinity.
Yeah, another game with 10 strikeouts. He's done that 3 or 4 times now this season, and just been a workhorse on the mound. It's what you love. Your Friday night starter going the distance, even in a loss. Save your bullpen for a day like today where you're going to need them. Obviously, Trinity's already dipped into theirs.
Yeah, I was actually talking to my parents last night. My dad came in town, and we were talking about his outing. And I mean, for the most part, he did really, really good on the mound. As you said, 10 strikeouts. I think he only walked 1 person. But he's just done a good job keeping the Gents in it. And the Gents offense just couldn't get a whole lot going. Obviously, the 3 runs, but only 5 left on base last night, I believe, as a total. So
sign of a good pitcher, even when maybe you aren't, I mean, by his standards, not at his best, it's still pretty much better than the average for sure. Ball down low. It's now full. Hardy trying to take care of Peterson here and get out of this. Get Centenary's bats back to the plate. See what they can do. Try to keep this game tied right now. Hardy's full count pitch. Ball is roped down
just
the
foul.
line. Just foul.
Wow. I don't think that could have got any closer, Pat.
That ball, just a rocket down there.
It started in fair territory, but it was hooking really hard towards foul ground.
So Peterson with another chance. Same deal, just a little bit
Heads up,
further
folks.
over. It's discount day at concessions. Preston, did you bring your cash?
Not a whole lot of it. But that's good because it's discount day.
That's true. I might have to run to the office between games and scrounge up some quarters.
I think Glenn may have to go back up to full price over there. I think they just put a dent in the concessions building.
High and inside there for ball 4, so Hardy loses Peterson. That's going to bring the second baseman, Colt Harris, to the plate. Second baseman, Colt Harris. Harris, well, with 2 outs, runners at the corners. Ball down low, 1-0. I want to thank everybody watching the broadcast today. I'm sure there are a lot of former Diamond gents. We've got some in the ballpark here with us today. Saw Ben Bridges down there, all conference catcher and designated hitter. Preston knows him well. Ben was a great player for Centenary here a couple years ago.
He actually he works somewhat close to my house now, down near Austin, down in Marble Falls. Good to see him make the trip. Peterson on the move. Trinity leader in stolen bases takes that one without a throw. So Peterson now 18 for 21 on the base paths.
2-0 pitch from Hardy coming. Down low again. It's going to be, I believe the count's 3-0, Preston, is it on?
It is 3-0.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep. Sometimes you can't trust the scoreboard here at Sheehy.
Scoreboard caught up.
You do have first base open.
Gets the strike. 3-1.
First base is open, but you have Christian Holloway on deck. Offensive threat for Trinity.
Another strike as Harris is ready to head down to first base. Good thing he brought his bat back with him because he'll need it. Full count, 2 outs. Hardy ready with the pitch. All fouled off again. Hardy now ready again with the full count pitch.
Ooh.
Oh, and it hit him right up on the left shoulder. Unfortunate there. Hardy will now have to face Holloway. Designated hitter Christian Holloway. So the inning continues, and now bases are loaded for Holloway. 2 outs. 3-3 ball game. Hardy's first pitch is high, 1-0. No activity in the Centenary bullpen yet. I'd like to get a little more out of Hardy. Obviously, it's just going to be a long day with a second game to follow. Gauntz goes out to talk to Hardy. A couple guys were up earlier, Preston just stretching, but nobody throwing right now.
I imagine they'll probably send someone down if another base runner gets on in this inning. Speaking of former alumni that are here, baseball alum, I believe I saw Peyton Thibodeau down there. Haven't seen him in quite some time.
Thibodeau's sighting.
Old roommate.
Ball is fisted up in the air. It'll be an easy play for Miller, so good job to get out of the jam for Hardy. So we head to the bottom of the second, tied at 3. Back to live action here. Bottom of the second inning. Back to the top of the order. Carson Livesey leading off for Centenary. Looks at, I thought, did the umpire say? Okay. I thought that was a ball, Preston. I thought, all right, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was a ball. I'm not sure
Thought
what our
so, too.
scoreboard operators are looking at. That's
Livesey.
definitely a strike, but we'll see here in a second what the umpire behind the plate says. I'm almost certain that was a ball.
We'll find out here in a second. Hardy got out of a big jam there. Got that little pop-up to Miller to get out of a bases-loaded jam in the top of the second, so the game's still tied. Good eye by Livesey. Heard another announcement, Preston, on that discount day for concessions. Man, they are pumping those discount concessions. Good Lord. What are they selling down there? Ball chopped to shortstop.
Well, we'll never know if there was 2 strikes in the count.
You're right. And he had to make a tag there, which he does, to get Livesey for out number 1. That's going to bring up third baseman Clay Menard. Third baseman Clay Menard.
Typically, you see the umpire signal up if the scoreboard isn't correct, but no motion from the home plate umpire.
Ball outside to Menard. It's 1-0. Gent's still looking for that first hit, but they have 3 runs. Just off the outside corner. It's 2-0.
Menard, the Gents leader in walks this year. catches ball 3.
Yeah, Menard's had another good season. He is
Batting .316 this year.
24 RBIs, 31 walks, and 100. This is his 119th at bat, and only struck out 16 times. And
Walk number 32.
appropriately takes another walk right there. It's going to bring the powerful Adam Miller to the plate.
Alex Miller.
Alex Miller. I say Adam Miller. Alex Miller. First baseman, Alex Miller.
First it was he filled.
Yeah, there's an Adam Miller somewhere out in the universe, Preston.
Adam Miller, if you're tuning in today, shout out to you. Woo!
Apologies to Alex and his family. His middle name is probably Adam. Miller's been just fantastic. 6 home runs, leading the team, 7 doubles and a triple, 37 RBIs. He's hitting .361. .200. He certainly stands tall in that batter's box.
Yep, 6'7" frame. Not a lot of meat on his bones, but see him in the weight room working all the time.
Takes the strike, so 2-1 with 1 out.
I'd imagine if he put on about 15, 20 pounds in the next couple of years here, he may have some 20 home run seasons.
Excuse me, swing. Ball back to the mound. Not able to turn the double play, though, with Miller's speed. They do get that out at second base.
Miller reaches on the 1-6 fielder's choice.
At the plate, right fielder, Austin Benoit. Austin Benoit, senior right fielder, steps to the plate.
Pickoff attempt. Keeping Miller close over at first base. Miller with only 5 stolen bases, 5 for 6 in stolen base attempts. The hit and run was on. Austin Benoit pokes one through the right side.
Great piece of hitting there. Miller will race down to third base. Gents with a little something going here with 2 outs.
Well,
It's going to bring
Patrick,
Walker Wickland to the plate.
the Gents pick up their first hit of the game.
Designated hitter Walker Wickland. Indeed they do. Happens here in the bottom of the second inning.
Yeah, he hit that. Benoit hit that ball right at regular positioning for second base. Kobe Harris. I believe that's his name. Colt Harris. Sorry, apologies. Went to go cover second base on the stolen base attempt by Miller. Benoit hit it right where he was.
As you can tell today, Preston and I are naming all sorts of people who are not playing in this game.
Well, I was thinking of Kobe Harris,
Yeah, Kobe Harris.
our track athlete that's at Trinity right now.
That's right. Track and men's basketball. All around great guy. Yeah, our buddy Kobe Harris is one of the best all-around students you'll ever find, Preston.
Yep.
He's a
college sports communicator,
great guy. Yeah,
all conference selection,
yeah.
academically.
Academic All-American, big time. 3-0 pitch here to Wickland. It's down low for ball 4. Now the bases are going to be loaded. Another mound visit. Joby Boone will bat for the second time in this game with the bases loaded. shortstop, Joby Boone.
Head coach Tim Scannell yelling out towards his players, trying to get his guys to make some adjustments.
So 2 outs, Boone up with the bases loaded, game tied at 3. Big spot here to potentially get ahead for the Gents. Called strike there. Yeah, a whole cluster of former Gents down there. I'm looking at a few of them down there, Preston, some of your former teammates. He did not go.
Yeah, one of them, I'll actually be attending his wedding late June, Colin Sharkey.
That's right. He's a former Loyola Flyer like myself. Both went to the same high school, just a little age difference there.
Ooh.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, very good idea. He made a late move towards home plate. Very wise to hold up and stay put at third. Would have been easy third out to get out of the inning for Trinity if he would have went. It's always a tough thing to do, reading a pass ball off the glove of a catcher if it's not in the dirt.
Boone rips this ball towards shortstop, but flip for the shortstop to second baseman gets the force out. So Trinity gets out of trouble. We are through 2 innings. Still tied 3. We'll be back. Patrick Meehan, Preston Ludwig back with you as we enter the top of the 3rd inning, tied at 3 here at Sheehy Stadium. Beautiful late April afternoon, first of 2, long, exciting day of baseball here at Centenary. Battle of 2 of the traditional powers in this conference, Trinity and Centenary.
Just tuning in, Trinity scored 3 runs in the 1st inning off of 3 hits, and Centenary responded with a no-hit 3-run inning themselves. And just now in the bottom of the second. Tigers escaped a bases loaded jam by a fielder's choice ground ball by Joby Boone.
Ball hit sharply right to Morris. Flips that over to Miller for the first out of the inning. So Hastings is retired. Third baseman Kai Tinker. Now Kai Tinker, the third baseman, will step up. Centenary looking for Blaine Hardy, hopefully to go a couple more innings. Just going to probably keep riding him as long as possible, Preston, with 2 games here today. That ball is hit out deep towards center field, but Pitts, shy of the track, was able to corral that. Ball carried a little bit there at the end. Right fielder Maddox McDonald steps in now against Hardy. 2 quick outs. Just what Hardy and the Gents will be looking for as he fires a strike in there. What a day. What a day. Beautiful day here at Sheehy Stadium. Ball fouled off. It's 0-2. Preston, you as a former pitcher, or even when you were over at first base, this is what you love, just a quick inning. Get back in that dugout and get hitting again. If you're playing behind Hardy, this is what you love. Just get these outs. Let's get the bats going again.
Yeah, we always love a quick inning. In and out, in and out. We were just mentioning during the inning break, this may be a long game. First pitch was at 1:04 p.m., and we're already at the hour 6 mark. 1 hour, 6
sharply
minutes.
to Joby Boone. We'll see if he can recover in time. He is safe.
That'd be an E6.
Just that little bobble costing.
Yeah, just didn't set himself up good for a good hop there at short. Got the in-between hop. Just ate him up.
Catcher Matt McNaney.
And with the error, Hardy now has to face Matt McNaney. Gonna be Centenary's second error on the day.
Hardy will check on runner over at first. Yeah, we're used to long days out here, though, Preston. Heck, we've had days where we've had eaten all 3 meals out here.
Even slept here.
That's correct.
Yeah, during the basketball championship, I think there was 1 or 2 days out of that 3-day weekend. I was up here for 18-hour days working.
I've spent a couple nights in the Gold Dome before. Never slept up here in this press box. I wouldn't recommend that.
I wouldn't recommend either.
Stolen base there just got in under the tag of Morris. So Trinity puts another runner in scoring position.
Maddox McDonald pumped up, yelling back at the dugout after that stolen base.
Give a shout out to our buddy Pierre Bida. Pierre's
He is tuned in.
usually on this broadcast. I think he might be tuned in. He's out in California. Thought about him last night because unfortunately his Pirates gave up a walk-off 3-run homer
Whew, that's rough.
to the Giants. I believe he was at that game. It's
believe
amazing, though, and Pierre, just like you and me, Preston, is a baseball aficionado and appreciates all the little nuances and things. In this day and age, with all this offense, a game that was scoreless going in the 9th inning in the majors. That's pretty amazing.
Yep.
Pierre loves some Centenary Diamond Gents baseball. He's probably tuned in right now.
He is, yep. Him and Lindy, our Reverend here.
Yeah, Reverend
campus.
Lindy Broderick, our chaplain, one of the most wonderful people in this world. Huge athletic supporter here at Centenary. The ball is popped out to Pitts in center field. He's going to come in a little bit. Camps under it, makes the catch. So Hardy gets out of a little jam. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Still scoreless. Still tied here at Sheehy Stadium. We'll be back. Bottom of the third inning, tied at 3 back here at Sheehy Stadium. Patrick, me, and Preston Ludwig with you. Jake Gauntz, the Centenary catcher, leads off. Ball sails high, 1-0. Great crowd still filing in. Just a beautiful sunny, windy day here on campus at Centenary. It's warm. Temps in the mid to high 80s. The ball back up the middle for a leadoff single by Gauntz. Good start to the bottom of the third inning for Centenary. Second baseman Gage Morris. So, Gauntz leads off with the hit. Gage Morris now.
Pierre heard your comment on stream, Patrick. Oh, slash is on by Morris. Slash and run. Fielder's choice. Sorry, not fielder's choice. Out 5-3 on the play. Runner does advance in scoring position.
At the plate, center fielder Colin Pitts.
So that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Colin Pitts.
Check our text message here from Pierre. Let's see what we got here.
So he was not at last night's walk-off Pirate loss, but he will be at Pirates game Sunday in San Fran and Wednesday in Oakland. So he's having a great trip.
You know, had they won 3-0, he would have said he was there last night.
Oh,
so
we definitely would have heard it last night.
We'll fact check this. Check the surveillance at the ballpark. See if he was there. Hoping we will see Pierre in Cleburne next weekend. We'll have to confirm that with him. Hoping that he will be there. He's been part of the broadcast before with Sportsgram. We're going to have a big representation in Cleveland next weekend, as we always do. We'll have a little graduation ceremony, Preston, because graduation is here on campus in the Gold Dome next Saturday, but the baseball and softball seniors have to miss. So we do a little special ceremony at the ballpark, which is pretty cool.
I mean, not to jinx anything, but for the most part, every single year, Centenary has been in the baseball tournament there in Cleburne, and the tournament's always held the same time as graduation, and it's a cool thing to graduate there on the field.
Good play down there at third base. Really good stop by Tinker, and throws over to first to get the second out.
He did a good job corralling that in-between hop there at third to stay with it and get Colin Pitts out at first.
At the plate, left fielder Carson Livesey. Back to the top of the order now. Carson Livesey will hit for a third time. Two outs, runner still out there at second base in a tie ball game. Ball one. Preston, you remember a couple weeks ago, you remember back we were talking about Easter candy when we were doing the softball broadcast? Remember
Sorry,
that?
say that one more time.
Remember we were talking about Easter candy? Remember we were talking about that?
Yes, and Cats on Leashes. I remember that.
Yes. So the other night I'm catching up on a little DVR, lounging in the recliner, and remembered that I had a box of Sweet Tarts, Chicks, Ducks, and Bunnies. Ooh. And I put a hurting on those. And they were delicious. That's some good Easter candy right there. I had some Starburst jelly beans too. I didn't get into those, but that's some of my favorites too. Carson Livesey takes a walk. And I'll put two on with two outs, and Clay Menard will come to the plate. Third baseman, Clay Menard.
Yeah, speaking of softball, I believe first game of that series has just concluded. Trinity won by a score of 5-2.
Now they'll play another one. Should be getting started pretty soon here, if they're not already underway.
I think we have about another 15 or 20-minute break in between games there. Looks like they just finished. The ladies of Trinity scored 5 runs on 10 hits, 2 errors, and the ladies of Centenary 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors.
Hits the outside corner. It's 1-1. Yeah, I still can't. I don't. The Cats on Leashes. I just can't. That's just so unbelievable to me. I can't even believe that's a real thing. But
you see it more often these days. And it's actually kind of coincidental. I was watching a lady walking down here with her dog with no leash, and it was following right by her side. So no leash needed for that dog.
It's a crazy world.
Crazy world.
Dogs with no leashes, cats
with
leashes, bases loaded walks, Easter candy.
3 runs on no hits. What's next?
Dogs walking cats with leashes. 2-2 pitch, 2 outs. That's high and inside, and that's going to get away there.
That's going to ball.
Put both runners will advance down to second and third.
So bases loaded, 2 outs. Runners now on second and third from the pass ball.
Three-two, 2 outs, 2 on, and a tie game. Ball is hit slowly out towards shortstop. And an error out there at shortstop. The throw goes back to third. He's safe there. So a bobble there out by Baker allows Centenary to score the go-ahead run as Menard just hit a little slow ball out towards shortstop. So break for the Gents there on a full count, 2-out pitch. Slow grounder off the bat of Menard that couldn't be handled out there at shortstop. So runners at the corners. Miller at the plate now. Centenary with their first lead of the series. Now up 4-3. Looking for more here with 2 outs. Long way to go in this first game. Ball outside. It's 2-0.
I think we're going to have a move to the bullpen. Pitching coach for Trinity, David Smith, makes the signal, works his way out to the mound.
So we'll be back to tell you about that new pitcher here in a moment. Did I announce Miller? Yeah, I already did.
Welcome back, fans. Pitching change for the Tigers. Number 30, Matthew Mackey, comes into the game, a senior lefty out of Houston, Texas. Another pitching change in a 2-ball, no-strike situation. It's the second time we've seen that today. As he delivers his first pitch, low and inside for ball 3 to Alex Miller. Short lead by Menard at first. Miller takes the 3-0 inside for strike 1. Count 3 balls, 1 strike. 3-1 hits the inside corner. Strike 2, full count. Menard will be on the move. Mackey with a 4.7 ERA. 3 appearances on the year. A 1-0 record. Miller fouls that one back. Three-two for Mackey. Swung on, fouled towards the Gents dugout sharply. Miller staying alive. Trying to knock in Carson Livesey to extend the Gents lead. Rips one down the left field line into the Gents bullpen, foul. So the at-bat continues. Mackey, who entered this at bat in a 2-0 count, worked his way back from 3-0. It's a full. Misses up high for ball 4. And that'll load the bases. And that'll bring up Austin Benoit. Right fielder for the Gents. First pitch misses up and away, ball 1. Good RBI opportunity for Benoit. Swings on the 1-0, in on the hands. Flied out to left field. So the F7 to retire Benoit. The Gents able to score 1 run on 1 hit. On 1 error by Trinity. 3 left on base. And do it for Trinity in the top of the 4th. Baker, Woodward, and Peterson. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to Sheehy Stadium. Leading off the top of the fourth, Jack Baker, shortstop for Trinity. As he watches strike one from Hardy on the first pitch of the at-bat. That one ran in on Baker and got past the glove of Gauntz. Got a piece of the umpire on the arm. So the count draws even. Hardy, who came into the fourth inning, 69 pitches, 39 strikes. No arms in the bullpen throwing on the mound. Do have a few guys kind of loosening up a little bit. Baker watches ball two, low and out. Good hitter's count. Probably sitting dead red on fastball. Gets the fastball and fouls it straight back. Baker, who's 1 for 1 in this game, looking to pick up his second hit. Grounds one to the third base coach, who fields it cleanly and tosses it back into the Gents dugout. Hardy's 2-2. Yanked way outside. Count draws to full. A 3-2 delivery. Fastball swung on, fouled back over the netting, over the backstop. Three-two again. Off the handle of the bat. Almost caught the hand of Baker. Quality at bat for the Trinity shortstop. Ninth pitch of the at bat on its way. Slider misses upstairs. Ball 4. So a leadoff walk for Trinity. Now to bring up Woodward, Caleb Woodward.
Left fielder Caleb Woodward.
Left fielder for Trinity. Looking to improve on his 1 for 2 day thus far.
All right, Preston, I'm back with you. I had to go sign some autographs.
Famous guy here on campus.
I don't get carried away.
Runner on the move. Woodward squared around and bunted that one foul. Off to the right side.
Actually, read as much info as I have, so he can. Yeah, I mean, he can just. Huh? No, read the announcer.
Oh, there's nobody over there. I'll check.
He's got to be in there somewhere.
Is he stupid?
No, he's I mean, he's the announcer in the little box. Okay.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Tim Scannell and Joey Deering having a meeting off to the right right side of home plate. Maybe a little confusion on the base paths and at the plate with signs.
One and one, nobody out. Baker on first. Hardy still in the game for the Gents. They're holding a slim 4-3 lead.
Throw over from Hardy, keeping Baker close over there. Woodward goes around. Strike two. The 1-2 delivery. Slider on the inside corner. Strike three.
Woodward wasn't a huge fan of it.
So Hardy picks up his first strikeout of the day.
Center fielder Peterson now stands in. One out, one on. 4-3 Centenary here in the top of the fourth.
Another look over at first base with Baker. Baker, who's 9 for 11 in stolen bases attempts this season. Looking to get into scoring position. As Peterson watches ball one inside. Good time to run as he's getting a generous lead over at first base. On the move. Strike inside, throw down. And they're going to say he came off the bag. So a 2-6 caught stealing. Now 9 for 12 on the year on the base paths. Count now 1-1 with 2 outs. No one on for Hardy. One swung through. Strike two. I mentioned earlier, Gaunt's great defensively behind the plate. Not only as a body, but with his arm as well.
Definitely.
Very strong kid.
Ball down low. Preston, we're talking about our buddy Pierre Bida. Just so many people here behind the scenes, people that you hear and don't hear that make things happen. Troy Mitchell and Reed Ebarb handling things over at softball for us today. Fantastic guys. Making sure everything is good to go. We've got a lot of student help here as well today, which is, at this level, at this Division III level, a lot of times you have student athletes. We have Layla Powell and Mark Temple, women's basketball and lacrosse, respectively, that are helping out. You hear the phrase all the time, it takes a village. That's really what it happens around here. High strike call, and he is caught looking there to end the inning. So a couple strikeouts for Hardy. We're heading to the bottom of the fourth. Centenary up 4-3. We'll be back. Bottom 4. Game moving at a snail's pace, Preston.
Yep.
More discount concessions will be sold. Glenn Evans probably went to Texas to go to Costco and load up. He's probably on his way back now. Probably got a semi to back it up and just unload the goods.
Yeah, for anyone that's been around baseball, I have a little bit of an understanding of how slow the game can kind of move as far as pace. However, on the field, things move very fast as you increase levels all the way from Little League through middle school, high school, college, and at the professional level. Every level gets harder and harder. Balls being thrown harder, being hit harder. Guys are faster on the bases. So it may seem like a long time for us up here, but down there for those guys,
Yep.
I'm sure it's moving pretty quick.
Yeah, time-wise, this game is moving slow with a capital S for sure.
Yep. I think it was just that first inning and
Yeah.
a couple pitching changes.
For sure. Wicklund, another good at bat like he usually does. He's worked the count full. Trinity's, third pitcher of the afternoon now?
Correct.
Blaine Hardy still on the mound for Centenary. He's made it through 4 innings. Wicklund chops that foul. We do have a little activity maybe starting down here in the Centenary bullpen. Got a lot of guys standing around stretching and looking like they might start throwing. Right now they're just throwing a football to get loose or signify the fact that Centenary has brought back football. Wicklund fouls one off. Wicklund, no stranger to good at bats, Preston, just like last night, that 14 pitch at bat.
It had to have been anywhere from 13 to 15, maybe even more.
And he comes through here with a solid single to right center for a leadoff hit for Centenary. So the leadoff batter on again, and that'll bring shortstop Joey Boone to the plate. At the plate, shortstop Joey Boone.
We've seen a lot of success from Walker Wicklund recently. Last couple of series for him. It's been a great matchup against right-handed pitchers, but showing that he can do it against a lefty here today.
That ball skips in front of the catcher. I believe that'll be a wild pitch, Preston. Really tough on the
about a
catcher there.
About a 58-footer. Those are always tough to block up and keep close to you, so Wicklund advances on the wild pitch. Squares around.
By the way, I was looking at a few notes earlier coming in today. Austin Benoit, 96 career hits. It's a gent. Trying to get to that magic 100 mark.
Well, he's got one today, so he's 3 away. Good chance to do it in this series.
That ball will find the outfield, single through the left side. Head coach Mike Diaz will wisely hold up Wicklund. So Boone, the ball that skips just under the glove at shortstop there. So the Gents have something cooking here. Runners on first and third and nobody out. At the plate, catcher Jake Gons.
So Centenary now with 4 hits on their line score. Brings up Jake Gons, the catcher for the Gents. We're going to have I think another mound visit from Coach David Smith.
Just looking ahead towards next season, Preston, obviously, like we're talking about, baseball games could be long, but if you're a potential sponsor, you can get your money's worth out of a long game like this. So anybody out there, you want us to help your business, we'll give you some live reads here on the air.
Absolutely.
for pitching changes and
Live reads and
a lot
ads
of,
on screen.
yeah, visits to the mound. We got a lot of pitchers. We're about to have our fourth pitcher of the afternoon for Trinity. So if you're looking, you know where to find us. Trinity's about to find another pitcher, so we'll be back in a minute. Tell you about the new arm for the Tigers. 4-3 Gents here in the fourth.
So new pitcher here in the bottom of the fourth. Have number 47, Ian Swafford, a 6'6" senior out of Galveston, Texas. Now on the mound for the Tigers. Swafford, this will be his 6th appearance on the season. Has a 0-0 record with 4 2/3 innings of work, in which he has struck out 7 and walked 4. Has a posted 5.79 ERA on the season.
So fourth pitcher for Trinity already.
Yeah, we had the starter, Trajan Lee, followed by Shepard Tyler and Matthew Mackey. Hasn't been a single Trinity pitcher that's gone over 2 innings today. Shepard Tyler went the longest with an even 2. Starter Trajan Lee only lasted 2/3, and Mackey only 1/3.
Preston, I just, down below us, just saw a sandwich delivery, I believe, that might have been headed towards the Trinity dugout. Why don't you wave your arms wildly and see if they will possibly bring that up here instead?
Be amazing. Looks like they got Jimmy John's. So Jimmy John's, you're just down the road.
Ooh. Another potential sponsor. Another potential meal for Meehan and Ludwig.
And you love Jimmy John's.
Love Jimmy John's. Love it. I'm there once, twice a week for sure. They know me by name. They just put the sandwich at the end of the counter. I pick it up and go.
It's pretty much me with Chipotle.
Yeah, I had Chipotle last Saturday. I was greatly disappointed, actually. I'm a Moe's guy. I think Moe's is better than Chipotle. I said it.
See, I'm the opposite.
Yeah, I know.
But you know what's better than both those places? Freebirds.
That's isn't that an Austin place? Did it start in Austin or not? Was it a Texas thing?
I think it may have started in Cali,
Okay.
but it moved to Texas. I could be wrong. Could have originated in Austin, but
Is Torchy's a Texas thing?
yes.
Is that what I'm thinking of?
Torchy's. Recently got one here in Shreveport a couple of years ago.
Well, you know I'm a big sandwich guy. I love a good sandwich. I love a club. Club sandwich is my favorite. Absolute favorite. Can't beat the club. Gauntz rips that ball through the left side. That's going to score a run. Good piece of hitting there by Gauntz. And he drives in Wickland to score the 5th Centenary run. That's going to bring Gage Morris to the plate. Second baseman, Gage Morris. So Centenary increases the lead to 5-3 here in the bottom of the fourth. Big hit by Gauntz. Gage Morris now at the plate.
First baseman Hastings playing very far up. Playing for the bunt by Morris. Didn't square around on the first pitch.
Morris rips that ball out into right center, gives that a ride. And that ball will hop over the head. Oh, there might be a play at the plate here. Here comes the throw. He's safe. Boone with the runner right behind him. It's interesting. He's looking over and telling Coach Diaz, sorry about being so close. Mike Diaz says that's me. That's okay. That happens. And the run scores, and Centenary now leads 6-3 with Colin Pitts coming to the plate. Center fielder Colin Pitts.
Well, Patrick, that may be one of the longer singles you see in a baseball game.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, the ball, it looked like he had a beat on it out there. Then it gets over his head, quickly comes back to him. Now here's Pitts squaring away. He does lay down the bunt. That's a hard bunt, and I wouldn't say a great decision there to go to third. But he does. Gauntz was already all over the bag there, and he's safe, so.
Pitts will reach on the fielder's choice.
Gents are in business here. At the plate, left fielder Carson Livesey.
So no hit on the play.
Yeah, fielder's choice back to the mound, so bases loaded. Gents have scored twice. They're up 6-3, looking to really bust this open. Our faithful viewers has told us that the ladies softball is taking a 1-0 lead back behind us against Trinity. They're trying to salvage the second game in that doubleheader today before they play their senior day game tomorrow at noon. Preston and I will be with you on that broadcast. Baseball will wrap up today. Preston and I will be with you, so tune in tomorrow at noon for the final regular season game for ladies softball and the final home athletic event for Centenary until next fall, until we get going with volleyball, soccer, and football. So please plan to be with us and stay tuned for the ladies softball senior celebration afterwards. And of course, this evening at some point, we'll have our baseball senior recognition here at Sheehy Stadium. Livesey pops this ball high out and still carrying. The wind has taken that. And
wow.
I believe that took
Grand
it for
slam.
a grand slam. It did. We talked all day about the ball possibly carrying out to left and left center. And Carson Livesey homers for the second day in a row. And this time it's a grand slam. The Gents are up a touchdown, 10-3. Holy cow. I don't think I inaccurately described that, Preston, because I said that ball was popped up, but I'm telling you, it just kept carrying. It kept carrying and carrying and would not stop until it got over the wall. Third baseman, Clay Menard.
Yeah, off the bat, it looked like it kind of got in on Livesey's hands, and I mean, that had one of the highest launch angles I think I've ever seen on a ball that gets out here.
No doubt about that. Wow.
I mean, that had to have been a 40-something degree launch angle. I mean, it was hit almost straight up from our perspective.
Still nobody out. Menard has worked a 2-0 count.
I mean, for the viewers at home that haven't been out here to any Centenary baseball home games, it's hard to get a ball out here.
It definitely is.
The ball just does not travel It's definitely a pitcher's park. I mean, I had 15 home runs in my career, and only 2 or 3 of them came at home. It's definitely hard to get it out here.
Menard will work a walk. Alex Miller is going to stand in. At the plate, first baseman Alex Miller.
Do have some more action in the Trinity bullpen down the right field line. Another right-hander warming up.
That's home run number 5 for Livesey.
Just trailing
season.
Miller.
The 7th of his career. Hit 2 last season, 5 this season. I'll have to look it up, Preston. I think that Livesey has hit a grand slam before in his career. I'm not positive about that. Might get a text from Pierre Bida that lets us know. He might know offhand.
I could be wrong, but I think he homered in the conference tourney last year, and it may have been a grand slam.
Miller
not
just
mistaken.
misses.
I remember he hit one deep to center, dead center at Cleburne last season in the conference championship. Can't remember off the top of my head if there was anyone on base.
So Menard takes his lead at first, and Miller with a 1-2 count chops that ball foul again. The Gents have busted this open 10-3. Like we said, baseball is an amazing game. You score 3 runs in the first without a hit, and you're thinking when's it gonna be the first time we get a hit. Speaking of a hit, there's a hit by Miller. Solid single to left. 2 on, nobody out. The offensive onslaught continues here for Centenary.
Gents pick up their 8th hit of the ball game.
Right fielder Austin Benoit. Right fielder Austin Benoit now will step in with 2 on, nobody out.
Livesey had that home run at the conference tournament last season against TLU on May 6th. I believe that was a 2-run shot.
Ball down low, 1-0. Tyler Herrera down there in the bullpen throwing the football. Might see him pitch at some point today. Runners in motion. Ball is down low. Throw's going to go to second. It's late. That's a double steal for Centenary. Menard takes 3rd. Miller takes 2nd. And a 2-0 count to Benoit. Good hitters count. I was thinking, I know Livesey's hit a 3-run homer. I was thinking maybe a grand slam or a 3-run homer out in California. Preston, I don't know. I'm not sure. It's just my memory tells me that, but I could be wrong. Ball high, it's 3-0.
Yeah, a few moments and I will let you know.
Pitch to Benoit. Great at bat down low, and he takes a walk. The bases are loaded with nobody out. Walker Wicklund step to the plate. Designated hitter Walker Wicklund. So Walker Wicklund, the rookie from right here in Shreveport, prepped at Captain Shreve High School. Stands tall in the box to the left side. He's got a great eye, great approach at the plate. And he hits that ball high out to right field. Now the right fielder's going to have to come in. We'll see if the Gents will send the runner. They will. Clay Menard's going to score on this sacrifice fly and give the Gents another run. Gonna make it 11-3 now. That's the first out of the inning. Good productive at bat for Wicklund. Wastes no time on the first pitch. Shortstop, Joby Boone. Joby Boone now stands in. And Pierre Bida tells us that's Livesey's first Grand Slam as a gent. Thank you, Pierre.
Big history guy.
He is. Quick with the research. I mean, I knew he'd get there first. He's 2 hours ahead of us.
See what you did there.
But he's 2 hours behind us. You know, like with the daylight savings thing, you know, you fall forward,
Oh,
but you
man.
can fall back.
I hate daylight
My uncle
savings.
used to try to confuse my mom on that. You know, you spring forward, but you can also spring back. You can fall forward and fall back. Jeez. Boone rips that down to third. Quick turn there. Trinity will turn the double play to get out of it, but big inning for the Gents. We're through 4. Sitting there at 11. Trinity 3. We'll be back. For the Gents. Patrick Meehan, Preston Ludwig, back with you here at Sheehy Stadium. Huge inning for the Jets. They score 7, and now they're up 11-3 on the Tigers as we play here in the top of the 5th. Blaine Hardy still on the mound for the Gents, giving head coach Mike Diaz some good work here this afternoon. He was battling at the beginning, and got to give him credit, Preston. He's really hung in there.
Coming into this inning with 88 pitches to his name. Just doing a good job of finding the zone. .90 pitches thus far, 53 for strikes. Infield shifting to the right.
Ball hit out towards right field. That'll carry right into Austin Benoit's glove for the first out. Bring to the plate designated hitter Holloway. Designated hitter Christian Holloway. Preston, they next door at softball, like we mentioned there, ladies are now up 2-0 on Trinity. They're honoring
Correct.
a 20-year reunion of the 2004 ladies team that made the first NCAA tournament appearance back in the Division I days under head coach Mark Montgomery. So pretty awesome 20 years ago to make the NCAA tournament. Pop out in foul ground there to Miller. So congrats to that 2004 class. Glad to have those ladies back with us here on campus this afternoon. Probably hit up Beast Feast before, huh?
Yeah.
Why not? First baseman, Corson Hastings. Corson Hastings now at the plate, the first baseman for Trinity. 2 up, 2 down. This really is, like you said, Preston, I mean, Myers, such a workhorse last night. Gave the Gents 9 innings, and really just what the doctor ordered here with Hardy now on into the 5th inning. Not sure how much longer he'll go, but seemed to get better as the start has gone on. He really has been, for a Gents staff that has struggled overall, he's been a bright spot this season for sure.
Absolutely. You mentioned him. Oh, let's fly out to center.
Ball carried out there to Pitts.
Yeah, you mentioned him being a workhorse and seeing how long he'll go in this one. Well, he makes quick work of the Tigers there, and there's possibility for a run rule in this game.
11-3 Gents.
We'll see
Heading
what
to the bottom
happens.
of the 5th. We'll see. We'll be back. Back here, live action, bottom of the 5th inning, and the new pitcher for Trinity. I did a combo, Preston. Trinity and holy cow. Easier said than said. And Jake Gauntz rips the first pitch into left field to greet the reliever. We're not sure we're pronouncing his last name correct. Preston will give you some numbers. Second baseman, Gage Morris. Now Morris will step to the plate.
Morris watches ball 1. New pitcher, number 39. We not too sure how to pronounce it. Grad student, Michael Beck. Hits Morris, I believe, on the head. So he reaches on a hit by pitch.
Center fielder Colin Pitts. We're going to check on the pronunciation. If anybody knows, go ahead and let us know.
Fans in the comments, if it's Beck, Boyke, number 39 for Trinity. Help us out. Colin Pitts up at the plate. He squares around. He bunted his last time. Watches ball 1. Pass ball. Advances the runners. Gauntz and Morris up 1 bag. So So Pitts, who squared around and pulled back on the first pitch.
Bokey.
Bokey.
That's how you say it. Bokey.
Okay.
Thank you to the esteemed Trinity SID, Justin Parker.
Thank you, Justin.
One of my good buddies, JP. Way to go, man.
On top of things.
That was going to be my sixth guess. It's Bokey.
May need to put that one in the spreadsheet. Pitts watches strike one. As I was saying, Pitts, who squared around on the first pitch, watches the ball go by for a pass ball. Works as a sacrifice, just without him putting it in play. So a good RBI spot for him to drive in two. 58-footer. Blocked behind the plate by McNaney. Good work by him. Very tough pitch to keep in front. Slider catches the outside part of the plate.
One of our listeners enjoyed the Trinity, Centenary, whatever I said. Just making up new schools and new words.
So Pitts is going to strike out swinging. And is recorded out on the tag by McNaney. That'll bring up Carson Livesey,
Left fielder Carson Livesey,
the leadoff, who hit a grand slam in his last at bat. That was Livesey's first hit on the day. He's 1 for 3 with 4 RBI, all coming from the home run to left center. You know, it's funny, Patrick. I mentioned on stream yesterday, before yesterday's game, I asked Carson over under 3.5 home runs
oh yeah, I remember
in
this
game, and he took the over and said they would all come from Centenary. Well, so far, we're halfway there, and they're all from him.
I was going to say, I think he thought you were talking about just his output.
Apparently so. 'Cause he's doing all the work.
Next year, Preston, I believe, looking out here at beautiful Shea Stadium, we're going to have a new scoreboard. At some point, we'll have another new wall. Lots of things will be thinking. I mean, there's back beyond the. You can kind of hard to see on the broadcast, but back behind right center, there's now a turf practice field. Of course, a lot of the trees and grandstands are being removed at Mayo Field, where soccer and lacrosse are played, because that's going to be the football field starting this fall. Big changes here for the athletic facilities. A couple weeks here on Thursday, May 9th, could have a ribbon cutting for the athletic facilities. We'll have some esteemed guests, local media out here. Big day, big evening on campus then to show off the new facilities as Livesey takes a walk to load the bases with 1 out. Third baseman Clay Menard.
I was talking with our athletic director, David Orr, just the other day, and he's working very hard to continuously improve the facilities here at Centenary. And there'll definitely be a new video board over at the field next to us, Mayo Field.
Sinking liner that's caught out there. It was on the transfer. Good call by the umpire. So a sinking liner caught out in center field to retire Menard for out number 2. Not deep enough to try to score. First baseman Alex Miller.
As I was saying, David Orr's doing a good job continuously trying to improve. I know we'll have that video board out at Mayo Field down the right field line for soccer and football next year, as well as lacrosse in the spring.
Yes,
I'm not too sure the timeline for baseball, but we're hoping to get one for next season. And if by not then, we'll definitely have one by the following year.
some renovations of the Gold Dome coming. They're adding an auditorium over back behind, just to the right of the Gold Dome there, straight behind the center field. The higher part of the center field wall will be an auditorium, kind of blocked out by the center field wall is the new field house, which has football, softball, and women's soccer offices. So lots happening. We've talked about this before on the broadcast here, mainly at softball. When Preston and I have been together, the transformation of these facilities in the short amount of time it's remarkable. That's no exaggeration. It's amazing how much has happened in a short span.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I came back from winter break and didn't even feel like the same school.
The facilities, when all said and done, will be better than they were when Centenary was a Division I program. And you see that a lot with some of our neighboring schools. East Texas Baptist and Marshall has great facilities. As Miller rips this ball down in the left field corner, that's going to bang up against the wall. And Miller, he will clear the bases, and huge hit for Miller. A stand-up double. Just ripped that ball into the corner. The Gents add 3 more to make it 14-3. Huge hit for Miller. I believe we're going to have another pitching change. Big hit with 2 outs. We will have another pitching change. We'll be back to tell you about that in just a moment here. Gents up big, 14-3.
Fans, welcome back to the top of the 6th inning here at Sheehy Stadium. Sorry for going dark for a minute. Had to make some adjustments to the stats.
Well, we also had some visitors to the booth, Preston, unannounced. That happens from time to time. Somebody came up, said there was some, Clay Menard backs up and catches that. A little illegal parking. Preston illegally parked his limo.
Don't see many limos here in Shreveport. And bring up Maddox McDonald after the pop-up by Tinker.
Our booth is a friendly spot. A lot of people come up here to ask us questions, tell us things, point things out, and it happens from time to time. We're back on track. Gents' offense is on track, certainly, with a 14-3 lead. Smelling a possible run rule victory. Preston, could happen.
Yep.
It's in play.
Yeah, so while we were dark, actually, at the end of the last inning, pitching change for the Tigers. Number 4, Carter Aldman, came into the game. Had some trouble finding him in the roster. For stats, may have been marked inactive by accident.
Well, Trinity's deep in their pitching staff now,
Yeah.
so things
But
happen.
nonetheless, we sorted those issues out, and we are all caught up. Aldman, induced a fly ball to right field to end the inning.
Well, the offense, it's hard to say, that the offense hadn't been the story, Preston, scoring 14 runs. But Blaine Hardy, this has been one of the really most important and most impressive starts of the season for this pitching staff, which has struggled.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. Guys that just go up there and want to compete. Competing around the zone. And Hardy's now at pitch 101. That was just thrown for a ball. So he has exceeded triple digits.
Ball fouled off down the left field side toward the Centenary bullpen. Give you a softball update here in a second. Centenary,
I believe
5
Centenary
to
is
1.
up. Yeah, 5-1. Top of the 3rd.
5-1 ladies, already with 9 hits.
So big 3-run inning for them. In the bottom of the 2nd, over at Virginia's backyard.
Looks like Abby Hodson, Kat Stokes, and Bella Dominguez doing some work at the plate for the ladies. Trying to set up a rubber game tomorrow before they head to Seguin next weekend for the conference tournament. And there's ball 4. So there's a walk to McDonald.
And bring up the catcher, Matt McNaney, with 1 out.
Catcher Matt McNaney.
Here in the top of the 6th. And I think we just had a pinch runner come into the game. I'm not exactly sure what number that was. It happened very fast.
Well, if he runs as fast as he checked in the game, we're in trouble. We're going to check here. We'll get you a number here in a second.
Looks like number 20.
Looks like number 20, Ty Preston,
Yep.
senior outfielder from Pearland, Texas. Fouls that ball back. Hardy looking to get 6 innings of work. Little active now, a little more light throwing in the bullpen. Ball that just gets away.
Yeah, it looks like two righties warming up for the Gents. Looks like
It's like
Aiden Rychek and Jacob Broussard starting to get loose down there, down the left field line.
Ball ripped up the middle for a base hit. It's going to put 2 on with 1 out. It'll take us back to the top of the order for left fielder Caleb Woodward. Left fielder Caleb Woodward.
This is Jack Baker, I believe.
Pardon me. Correction, shortstop Jack Baker. Thank you, Preston. Jack Baker, actually, is up now.
Single up the middle for Matt McNaney, inducing a mound visit by the head coach for the Gents, Mike Diaz. Talking to Hardy, just trying to get his nerves settled a little bit, give the Gents bullpen some time to get loose down there. So Jack Baker looking to do work with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Runners on first and second.
Hardy'd love to get a ground ball, get out of this, get the Gents back to the plate. He'd also love a strikeout, just get an out. Ball down and low for ball 1. Hits the outside corner. Good pitch there, 1-1. Just missed down low, 2-1.
Baker 1 for 1 today with a double, 1 walk.
Ball popped back foul to even the count at 2-2, 1 out. Broussard and Rychek throwing a little more briskly down in the bullpen down the left field line for the Gents.
I'd imagine this will probably be the last inning for Hardy.
This might do it. Ground ball to Boone. Turned by Morris on to Miller.
6-4-3 gets the Gents out of it.
A pitcher's best friend. 6-4-3 double play. That will send us to the bottom of 6. Gents up big 14-3. We'll be back. For the Tigers. So, Walker Wicklund leading off the bottom of the sixth inning for the Gents. 14-3. Centenary preparing for football season. Preston up 14-3.
Yep.
On Trinity.
Carter Aldman, number 4 for Trinity, remains in the game after coming in and getting one out in the last inning. And the pinch runner in the top of the sixth, Ty Preston, remains in the game and takes place out in right field for the Tigers.
Wicklund leading off. 14-3 Gents. Still one game to go later this afternoon. Game 2 of this doubleheader. So Wicklund, we say it a million times, another great at bat. He's ahead 3-1. Joby Boone waits on deck. Hits the inside corner. Wicklund picked the bat up. Easy for me to say. Pick the bat back up.
A lot of tongue twisters today.
Yeah.
There's ball 4. So Wicklund on with a leadoff walk. That'll bring up the shortstop, Joby Boone. I believe we're going to have a pinch runner over at first base for Wicklund.
At first base for Centenary, number 1, Chris Dennis.
It'd be Chris Dennis running for Wicklund at first.
At the plate for the Gents, shortstop, Joby Boone.
With Joby Boone, the shortstop for the Gents, now batting.
So Boone at the plate, Dennis on first. Chris Dennis, Preston, one of the greatest guys you ever meet in your life.
Absolutely. One of the seniors we'll be recognizing after today's doubleheader.
Chris attended an LSU baseball game with me last season. I tell you that.
Did he really?
LSU baseball regional. Chris Dennis. Yeah, Kenzie Cox, my son Jacob. We all sat together. They were down south, and
Now that you mentioned that, I remember you sending me a picture
yeah, they
of all of y'all.
hit me up. So we had some Centenary representation at Alex Box Stadium. Watched waded through several weather delays.
It's like Chris Dennis is going to be picked off over at first.
So Dennis picked off for first out of the inning. Boone still at the plate. Boone fists this ball out to right center. That's going to drop for a hit. He's going to make the turn to go to second.
Hustle
He's gonna make
double.
it. Big hustle double. So Boone slides into second with a one-out double. I'll bring Jake Gauntz to the plate. At the plate, catcher Jake Gauntz.
So great base running by Joby Boone. Very quick out of the box. Like we mentioned, hustle double for him.
Gents looking to add on. Gauntz at the plate. Boone at second. That ball skips a wild pitch there. Believe it'll be scored a wild pitch. Waiting on the ruling. I think Preston, maybe wild pitch. It was we're going to see what they decide. Looks like it skipped pretty far in front of the plate. That could probably go either way. More important than deciding on your favorite Easter candy, but still.
I think that's going to go down as a pass ball.
Preston, a former pitcher, likes to put that on the catcher. He may or not be the official scorer, but laid on the pitcher, right? You never threw a wild pitch, right?
I've thrown a few.
You never walked anybody.
I think at one point I may have led all of D3 in hit by pitches as a pitcher. Pretty sure I hit 9 over at Huntington
In one game?
in one game, and I threw a complete game.
I don't care what anybody says. That's good aim. So if you threw, 9 hit by pitches in one game, how many, like,
I
one
threw
poor guy, you probably hit him 5 times, right?
It seemed like that. Gauntz goes down swinging.
Goes out of the zone there. I think we're going to have a pinch hitter. This looks like Julian De Leon.
That's correct.
Pinch hitting for the Jets, number 21, Julian De Leon.
Number 21,
Another senior from right here in Shreveport.
Julian De Leon.
Big presence at the plate. Julian's another great guy. Very active on this campus. Had a huge hit last season, Preston. You probably remember, against Dallas.
Yep.
Walk off. Give the Jets a series win. Another pinch hit. Looks at 2 straight balls. Boone down at third. 2 outs. It's getting a little cloudy here. It was obviously very sunny when we started. You probably can tell that things have darkened a little bit as De Leon looks at ball 3.
Well, Patrick, do you give Julian the green light on 3-0 here?
Oh, heck yeah. Pinch hitting up 14-3 on senior day. Heck yeah.
I'd say hunt the fastball and swing. Well, he got the fastball, but it hit him.
And believe we might have a pinch runner. I'm not sure, though. It looked like assistant coach Cody Crowder was motioning out that way. I believe that's going to be the case.
Yep. I think that's going to be Braden Morse.
And a pitching change as well. We got a lot going on here. We'll be back to tell you about all of this in just a minute.
Welcome back. Couple changes here. In the bottom of the 6th, Julian De Leon, who pinch hit for Gage Morris, is now being subbed in. Pinch running Braden Morse. And Van Gorkum, the pinch hitter, grounds into a fielder's choice, 6-4 to end the inning.
For the Gents in the bottom of the 6th, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. Head to the top of the 7th inning. Centenary 14, Trinity 3. So Preston, lots of changes. About the only things that stayed the same is you and I here on the broadcast. But Van Gorkum does chop it to short. So we head to the 7th with Centenary with a big 14-3 lead. We'll see if Gents can get 3 outs and finish this off for the run rule victory. We'll be back to tell you all about, looks like a new pitcher for Centenary. We'll be back in just a couple minutes to tell you about all of it.
So, Patrick, to the top of the 7th we go. A few defensive changes here for the Gents. Braden Morse, who pinch ran in the bottom half of the 6th, he remains in the game at second base. Number 58, Ben Berglund, takes over for Colin Pitts in center field. And the new pitcher for Centenary, number 7, Tyler Herrera, he's going to be assigned to face Woodward to start out the top of the 7th.
Leading off the 7th inning for Trinity, left fielder Caleb Woodward. So Woodward, a lefty-on-lefty matchup here, will stand in against Tyler Herrera for the Gents.
Actually, I don't think that's Woodward.
Correction, that's a pinch hitter.
It's pinch hitter number 8. It's going to be Milligan, Max Milligan.
Correction, pinch hitting for Trinity, number 8, Max Milligan. Good eye by, eagle eye by Preston looking out there. We saw an 8. Thought there was a 4 in front of it. But that is a pinch hitter.
Yeah, that's why I wear glasses, Patrick.
Ball fouled off to the left. Almost a great play there by
Former Diamond Gent, Zachary Davis, in attendance.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Zach Davis, he was a pitcher, right?
He was a pitcher.
Yeah, they can't catch.
They can't catch.
They can't catch.
Except for me. And Myers, as we saw last night. A few athletic plays. That one.
That's a pretty good pitch.
It looked like it caught the outer half, but.
Seen Herrera make some nifty defensive plays, though. He can field his position.
Yep.
Quick off the mound. Good,
really good
very
athlete.
athletic.
Yep.
See if he can get him here. It's 2-2. Just missed on that last pitch. Ball's chopped down to first base. That'll stay fair, and that'll be an easy play for Miller, who steps on the bag.
So 3 unassisted on the play.
It's a great Honda Accord.
Set that 5.66.
Yes.
So we're going to have a new batter in the game.
They need to move.
Number 49.
Parked in.
Okay. Are they illegally Wrigley Park?
It's a BVU.
DV.
Jarrett Phillips.
They're just in the stone lot, so it's just where we fit.
Okay.
They got a car in front of them, if you park behind them, they just got nowhere to go.
Okay.
Going to backward.
All right, right after he bats, I'll announce it.
Appreciate it.
Pinch hitter, Preston? Yeah, it looks like Preston may have told you Jared Phillips, the pinch hitter for Trinity.
Yep. He'll be hitting for Peterson.
Ball bounces away there. Herrera looking to finish this off. Sun now coming out back from behind the clouds. It's been a nice breezy April day in Shreveport, Preston. Warm, like you'd expect. Swing and a miss. Herrera gets him swinging, and we're now down to the final batter potentially for Trinity.
Yeah, I think we're going to have another pinch hitter.
11.
Looks like number 11, Calfani Coney. He swings through the first pitch he sees.
Number 11, Calvani Pony, pinch hitting Tigers.
So obviously, run rule, I believe, is in effect here.
You are correct. You're correct. That'd be Preston. That'd be 10 after 7 with my math, which is
Yep.
not very strong, but
So
is good enough right now. I can tell you that the Gents are up 11.
if the Gents are able to put away Coney here, Herrera would not be in a save position. But Hardy would pick up the win. And Herrera would just get the hold.
Ball fouled off to the right. Reminder, our second game will be coming up here. We'll probably start, my guess is around 4:45. And the senior ceremony will follow this evening here at Sheehy Stadium. Swing and a miss. A thing that Herrera's done a lot in his career. Get a strikeout and finishes this one off emphatically with the Gents with a run rule victory. We're going to be back to wrap this up and preview game 2 here in just a moment on the broadcast. Final score, Gents 14, Tigers 3.